place, a new home for a while. Let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by. Life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, so
welcome back to the channel. I'm Carl and this is D7R TV. I'd just like to thank everybody that took the time to watch the Christine video. It seems a lot of my viewers are Clio fans and enjoy watching me get thrown around violently by a circa 300 brake horsepower Renault Clio around some country lanes. But that is not what we're going to talk about today. I recently purchased a vehicle from a YouTuber. It was an abandoned project that they took on, and obviously I bought it, so they didn't go through with it. And if you watched the Christine video, you probably saw it in the background. So I'm just going to do a little bit of a talk about it. And here she is. I know. Surprise, surprise, it's another bloody Clio. But when I saw this available, I jumped all over it. The little story behind the car is the guy's name's Stu and his channel is Imstokze. And what he does, he goes around the country and other countries looking for abandoned vehicles and he vlogs them. Whereas this come up, he was on his searches as he usually does and he came across this sat on someone's drive and it had been parked up on there for a number of years. The owner didn't know what was wrong with it, and so he gave it to Stu for free. Now what a score that is. Obviously I'm not that lucky because I had to pay for it. He had some plans for it, but it soon became apparent that he doesn't know too much about these cars and how complex they are to work on, and secondly how expensive engines etc are when they go wrong. So what we're going to do is up to you. What would you like us to do to this car? It's iceberg silver. It's quite low mileage, 90,000 miles on it, but I don't know what the engine issue is. I'll show you some videos of it, and they've tried to take the cam cover off, which is quite a problem to deal with. But I still have Christine's engine, the original F4R out of Christine, which is also low mileage, had all the belts done etc, and that will be going in this car. So what would you like to see? So this is the engine bay, as you can tell, and it is rough in here to say the least. Probably the roughest I've seen of any abandoned Clio. And yeah, they started to try and strip it down. Most of these issues tend to be dephasor problems, and it sort of panics people because they start doing funky stuff when the dephasers go. So it could have been that, but I have not got the time to mess around trying to figure out what's wrong with this engine. So it's going to get pulled, put to one side, and I'll strip it down when I'm bored. But what will be going in here is, as I said, Christine's engine. Hopefully the gearbox is good in here, because I don't have that anymore off Christine, because that was one of the first things that sold. But as you can see, it's been sat for quite some time, and I've took the inlet manifold off, the cam seals are all removed. Most things are still plugged in, so they've started to strip it down, and then looks like they lost interest. And as I say, I haven't got time to mess around. This is just going to get an engine chucked straight in it. But a little bit more about the car. It does have some goodies on here. It has some Apex springs. As you can see, it's quite low. I have got coilovers, bucket seats, roll cages, everything, because I like to mess with these things, because I love them. Other people think the French bags are shit, but I think these are one of the best hot hatches ever made. They are pound for pound kings of the hot hatches. Yeah, they're not that fast out the box, but they're quick enough for some. Obviously, not people like me, but it is what it is. It's pretty tidy. I'm going to be stealing a couple of parts for Christine, i.e. the bumper and the bonnet, and I'm going to paint them because this bumper has got the hole in the side for the air intake and it looks a bit tatty. I've got wings, so I don't need to. This wing here on Christine has got a split in it across the top here, and I'll be changing that for a spare wing I've got, but that's enough of that car. Let's talk more about this one. So this is a nice undented bonnet, which is fairly few and far between. So that'll be getting painted, have the aero latches put in because I don't have a slam panel because of the radiator, and it'll be going on Christine. It's not even scab or rust, to be fair. It's just where the paint's peeled. It's not too much of a concern. That can be stripped back. These cars are galvanised from factory. That's why they don't tend to rot that bad, which is quite a good thing in their favour. Interior's nice and tidy. If you go over to Imstokze's channel, you can see what state this car was in when he took delivery of it, and he's done quite a good job of cleaning her up a little bit. There's no keys or paperwork for this car, so I'm waiting for the logbook to come. Stu's obviously waiting for a V62 to swap it into his name, and then it'll get sent over to me as the new keeper. So there you have it, Iceberg Silver 172. And as I said, I will leave this up to you. What would you like to see me do to this car? Do you want it to be restored, or do you want it to be track spec? I mean, it's probably not going to be a keeper for me because I already have 2 more of these vehicles, so I don't need to start collecting them. But when they do become available, I am all over them like a flannel, to say the least. So there you have it. I'm going to leave this entirely up to you guys. I want you to go in the comments section and tell me what you would like to see me do to this car, whether it's restore it, which it's not going to be worth quite as much as it should be because I don't have any paperwork, so I can spend time having it all painted, etc., which I'll do anyway, but it's not going to fetch top dollar if I come to sell it, and that's always a factor that I take on board. I have got a ruck of parts in my storage unit for these cars, and I'm going to leave it up to you, as I said. And if you're interested, I will show you how to fit those parts. So hit me up in the comment section, keep it clean, keep it nice, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.